Hey there. So this video is the first in a series of videos focusing on beginners. So for you drummers out there who've never picked up a pair of sticks, or you've been playing for a bit and you're just kind of looking to maybe build your foundation a little bit more solidly, this video and some of the videos coming after it will be perfect for you. Today's video is going to be quick. We're going to talk about the basics of holding the sticks, and then we're also going to talk about kind of the first pattern that every drummer knows how to play or learns how to play, and that we kind of build off of all the things we do on the instrument. So let's get started. All right, so how to hold the sticks. If you look on YouTube or whatever, you search on the internet, you're gonna find a ton of information on different hand grips and techniques, and this person saying this is the best way, that person saying theirs is the best way. We're not gonna get into all of that today. This is just about kind of giving you a starting point that you can build off of with hand technique, and specifically how to grip the sticks. In a later video, we're going to go more in depth into some of the different specific grips and the pros and cons to those. What I like to show everybody when they're first learning how to hold the sticks is really simple. There's not much to it. You basically, the best thing to do is just to hold the stick. But the key is, don't squeeze too tight. A common mistake people make when they're first learning the drums is, they hold on to the sticks, and then, because they're so focused on, hitting the drum, or in this case, the pad, they squeeze super tight. And we don't want to do that. We want to do the best we can at kind of having a nice, relaxed, and loose grip on the stick. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's a good thing to kind of keep in the back of your mind as you're developing as a drummer. So what I like to show my students is, hold the stick and just try to wrap your fingers all the way around the stick. Something we see kind of often with drum students is when they first are learning the instrument, they kind of pinch with their thumb and their pointer finger and maybe even their middle finger, and they squeeze really, really tight there. And then they do this kind of strange thing where their ring finger and their pinky will kind of like come up off the stick and just float in this no man's land kind of thing. And that's kind of storing a ton of unnecessary tension. So they'll be playing the drums and they'll kind of have these like flared fourth and fifth fingers kind of out in the world, and they'll be playing like this, but they've kind of got this thing going on. There are a lot of great drummers who kind of have a similar grip like that, but I even started that way myself. I didn't know really what I was doing, and I just kind of did what felt natural, and I just kind of forced my way and muscled my way through things. Over time, I developed a ton of tension and even pain. And then I had some really great teachers who kind of showed me a different way and a different approach to holding the stick, and that's what I'm showing you here today. So we want to avoid this kind of unnecessary tension where we're flaring our pinky and our ring finger out. And also we want to avoid squeezing super tight with our thumb and our pointer finger here. So kind of just putting our fingers all the way around the stick. And you could, hopefully you can see here that I'm not squeezing in really tight. I'm trying to I've got a little bit of a space here between my thumb and my pointer finger. But if you look at the back, or underneath my palm, my middle finger, my ring finger, and my pinky are touching the stick. They're wrapped on the stick at all times. So when I go to the drum here, or the pad, my hands are, all my fingers are touching the stick, and I'm ready to strike the drum. That's kind of it. Let's not overthink it. If you're brand new on this instrument, and if you're watching this video, you probably are, let's not overthink our grip. But let's also avoid unnecessary tension and kind of strange positioning with some of our fingers. Let's try to keep all of our fingers touching the stick. Down the road, when we get into more advanced techniques, it's going to be super helpful. All right, so the second thing I wanted to talk about today is the first thing that we all as drummers do with our sticks when we go to play. And that's something called single strokes. Now there are things out there called rudiments, drum rudiments. Maybe you've heard of them. And one of them is the family of single strokes. We're not gonna really focus on the technical single stroke rudiments in this video. We're just gonna talk about actually playing some very basic, super basic and simple single strokes. So for those of you advanced drummers out there, this really doesn't apply to you. But for you newbies, this is going to be great. All right, so how to play a single stroke. Single stroke just literally means you're striking the drum once in one hand, and then you're going to the other hand and striking the other. So a right-handed single stroke just looks like that. A left-handed single stroke looks like that. For you, what you want to do is, try to keep that grip that we just talked about in our hands. And when we go to strike our pad or our snare drum or whatever surface you're playing on, a pillow even, we want to try to keep that relaxed grip in both hands where all of our fingers are touching. So for now, let's just focus on alternating. It's just the most basic single stroke. Right, left, right, left. That's it. You can obviously do this with something called a metronome, which I've got an old-fashioned one over here. There's all sorts of cool metronome apps on your phone. You can use those. Those are great. Today, again, super basic. I'm not getting too crazy. This is for those absolute beginner, never picked up the sticks before. Let's just kind of freestyle without playing to a metronome, just alternating right to left with our sticks. Very basic single strokes. So we're just doing this. The key is to try and have the same volume in both hands. The musical term for that would be the same dynamics. But don't overthink it. Just get both hands evenly spaced between each other. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Nice and slow. You can go even slower than that. Something as simple as right, left, right, left, right, left. You can go that slow if it feels super awkward for you. Everybody's different. Everybody develops in a different way. Start slow and just try to focus on that relaxed grip in your hands with all of your fingers touching the stick. And then you're just striking it with both hands, alternating, I should say. You could do it kind of big, like I'm kind of doing these big single strokes right here, but it's also good to practice much softer with a much smaller movement. So you'll notice I'm not really, moving my hands too much, kind of moving with my wrists mainly here. Whereas before I had a little bit of arm, here is a little louder. So I'm using kind of more of my arm to strike the drum. Or we can even go super quiet where maybe you can't even hear it. On this pad, the reflex pad, I'm playing on what they call the work side. And it's a super quiet rubber drum pad. So you might not be able to hear this as clearly as some of the other ones, but that's good. We want to develop really good dynamics. And again, as you can tell, I'm just freestyling this. There's no metronome. I'm playing really loosey-goosey, not overthinking the flow of anything here, not overthinking the tempo. All right, so that's it for today. This is video number 1 in a series focused on you, the beginner. It's a great place to start, and I'm trying to make this as simple as possible so you can learn from the comfort of your own home without taking any individual in-person private lessons. Maybe you are doing that, and maybe this can be an additional resource for you. And if not, if you're just you did some searching on YouTube and you're looking to learn the instrument, I really hope that this can be a great place for you to start. So thank you so much for watching this video. Keep drumming, and I hope you have a very blessed day.